Revenant is finally here. Maybe not today, but we got the confirmation for when patch version 0.3 will happen. And it will be on Tuesday, January 24th. And that's when Revenant will drop. Patch version 0.3, I've read through it. It's pretty big in terms of quality of life features. We get Revenant, we get balance changes. And we already got teasers for patch 0.4, where they will be making changes for ADC itemization, as well as improving ranged auto attacks. There's something about the feel of the auto attacks. So like, they already did it once for ranged auto attacks, where they said I don't exactly know what they did, but it definitely felt better afterwards. And they are working on an AI game mode. Probably won't use that very much, but it's definitely a help for people who are new to the game. So, and they also confirmed that they want to deliver patches every 2 weeks. First, there being a content patch like this one, and then they're having, and then after 2 weeks there will be a balance patch without any new content, and then they'll go back to a content patch, and so forth. New hero appears, Revenant. I like his artwork very much. Abilities: passive, bounty hunter. Revenant starts with a rank in Hellfire rounds. He does not shoot faster with attack speed, but does gain 5%, plus 1.5% per level, plus 0.1% per 1% critical strike chance. Increased total physical power. When Revenant kills an enemy hero, he will gain 50 plus 25 per bounty stack additional gold. I haven't yet figured out how he gets those bounty stacks, but I guess we'll see. Q, obliterate. Revenant unleashes 10 ethereal missiles that home in and hit random targets within a wide cone, dealing damage plus 50% bonus physical power and plus 75% magical power. I like that this has split scaling, although it is the only kid with magical power scaling, so I don't think you will build that much magical power on him, if any. Physical damage from missile, still physical damage. So, against Revenant, build physical resistance. Landing subsequent hits against enemy heroes deal 15% damage. So, as long as there's only one person standing in front of you and you press Q, everything from your second missile onwards will deal more damage. E, Scar. Revenant launches a dark projectile that marks the first enemy it hits, dealing so damage, plus 50% physical damage, and applying a scar that lasts 5 seconds. The next instances of damage dealt to the target by Revenant apply a 5% stacking slow and deal bonus magic damage. Okay, maybe you will build him split. I didn't read that the first time around. Okay, that's interesting. Although it has a very high cooldown of 20 up to 16 seconds, so you only use it once per fight. Alternate ability, Hellfire rounds, cost 0, cooldown 2 seconds. Has a passive effect, Revenant's fourth shot always critically strikes, as well as dealing 6% plus 0.5% per Revenant's level of the target's missing health. I like this one. As bonus physical damage, Revenant's critical bonus damage is modified to, yeah, whatever. values. I can't tell you what that will amount to in game. We'll have to see. By the way, I will try to do a Revenant release stream. I will try to do a test stream on Sunday, so go follow my Twitch, linked in the description below, if you want to be part of that. And active of his right mouse button is Revenant instantly reloads his hand cannon. Reload time is decreased with additional attack speed. I think this one is really interesting. You can't really make him shoot faster. Instead, attack speed, well, it gives him physical power and a faster reload. So we will see how much attack speed you want in this kit. Ultimate ability, Reckoning. Yeah, basically Mordekaiser from League of Legends, but I don't know. And you get bonus gold if you kill the enemy while you're with them in the Shadow Realm. So in case you don't know Mordekaiser, basically you target an enemy, or you choose an enemy, and you and the target are in basically a parallel plane that they call it here the Nether Realm, where only you can see the opponent and no one else can interact with them, and you're basically forced to duel there. And if you kill the enemy person in the Nether Realm, you will double the bonus gold gained from double the bonus gold gained from Bounty Hunter. So this passive that gives 50 plus 25 per bounty stack. I'm still not sure what bounty stacks are, but yeah, we will see. So you basically get double the bonus. Not double the gold from a kill, just double the bonus. Okay, now to the improvements to the UI. We finally get a profile tab with a profile icon. Currently, obviously, there are only those available that were in the pre-order packs, but to be fair, you have, or the early access packs, or bundles, as they call it here. So, but to be fair, you will have one of these since you need to purchase a bundle to play the game currently. And they are already teasing borders, titles, and profile backgrounds. Interesting. Creep score bounties. This patch we will be introducing creep score bounties. These are designed to remove situations where teams are not rewarded enough gold when killing an enemy hero from a significant deficit. This is normally because the enemy hero have gained a significant amount of creep score in Klammern CS. There's the German in me in Klammern. Relative to your team's average. Before we only accounted for a hero's kill streak in the bounty system. Now these enemy heroes will also increase the same bounty through the amount of CS they have relative to your team. So you will get more gold if the enemy has farmed a lot, basically. Which you didn't get before. Before it was only if they were on a kill streak. New post-match screens. We got 2 post-match screens, these 2. This here. Now we got it in a bigger. One for the stats, where you can... Oh, damn, this... From the scroll wheel alone, you can tell that this will be pretty detailed. I love this. Because more data is always good. Why does Revenant look so sad in this picture? He always looks so badass, and then there's this picture of him. The same here, though. I don't know. I don't know, he kind of looks... Maybe it's the glow of his left, or his right eye, the one to our left. I don't know, man. He just looks so sad. And obviously the player screen. Although that's now separated from the stats, which I believe it wasn't before. And then, but you also still seem to have the overview screen we have today. Also, okay, they don't show it here, but apparently you can. First is a screen that will allow you to add players after a match. Why not start grouping with teammates that you enjoy playing with after a great game? Okay, so apparently from this one, because it's the second on the website, but it's more on the left than the stats. Apparently from this one, you can, as it says here, friend request sent, you can send friend requests. This is nice. This was a feature wished by many on the subreddit, because, well, there's not really a way to connect with people outside of, or inside of the game. Outside of the game, you can obviously use their Discord and so on, but there wasn't really a way to, or even to find people that were in the match with you. Weekly rewards. They will be showing the top 100 players weekly, although you have to play 10 games per week to be eligible for the leaderboard. I don't know how they will go for this, if it's win rate or overall wins or kills, or if they even will showcase multiple stats, because we don't have a ranking system right now, so it can't be that. They will start sharing those on the social media, but they will integrate it into the game later on. That's what this says. End of match game service. We're adding a short survey at the end of a match that will require you to give us some feedback on your previous game. This data will help us monitor overall and individual community responses to matches on a daily basis. Something that will help us to understand what's going well as what we can improve. We appreciate you taking the time to fill out. It seems pretty easy with us, with just 3 ratings, nothing to type or anything. Matchmaking improvement and bug fixes. Since Predecessor launched, we have been monitoring the matchmaking system closely and have identified multiple bugs that we believe have impacted match quality. This patch brings a number of fixes to these issues, and we hope to see improvement to match quality as a result. this is obviously nice. Then they had some bug fixes they fixed, where players could gain or lose larger amounts of MMR than they should. Fixed the bug where players could join a queue and incorrectly enter the wrong matchmaking bracket. Don't really know what this means. Fix the bug where the players outside of the matchmaking bracket could be pulled into that bucket during the matchmaking. Okay, whatever. And they improved this penalty system. So if you go AFK, you will start at 5 minutes and go up to 48 hours of a queue ban, and those penalties last 14 days. Whereas dodging the queue starts at only 1 minute, goes only up to 12 hours, and will only last 7 days. So queue dodging isn't as harshly penalized as the AFK penalties, which is, I mean, AFKing is definitely the bigger dick move. So I get that. I'm not sure what we currently have for dodging queues, because, well, frankly, I don't dodge queues. So I can't really tell if this makes it less penalizing or more penalizing, or if it's just the same as right now if you dodge a queue. I do know, though, that currently a queue dodge penalty lasts for 2 weeks, so that at least goes down to 1 week. Okay, combating toxicity, chat moderation update. Combating toxicity and improving chat quality is something critically important to us. With this in mind, and in line with our feedback, we're taking steps to improve chat moderation beginning this patch. Part of these improvements is the implementation of a new moderation tool. This tool will not only help us to better monitor chat logs and track disruptive users. Okay, so basically they're saying, yo, if you're toxic, we will probably see it. Or there's a high chance some of us will see it and can ban you from matchmaking or whatever. Take sanctions, as they call it here, but also impose snowballing sanctions based on repeat offenses. Oh, this is nice. So if you're repeatedly toxic, who knows what will happen to you. This system will take time to implement and iterate on, and we'll be actively improving it as we go, using benchmarks and player feedback. Additionally, we are also reviewing the Predecessor EULA alongside a brand new code of conduct that we hope to share soon. A set of new community guidelines that will not only lay out the core pillars that guide our own thinking, but also what we expect from our players, and so on and so forth. Basically new stuff that probably not many people will read, as it's EULA and code of conduct, and to be fair, not enough people are reading those. We value you and appreciate your continued patience and support while we work to make Predecessor the best experience it can be each and every time you log in. Other improvements: updated the decal from Murdoch's static trap, missing sounds. Here, basically these are a bunch of new, improvements to quality of life stuff. For example, ooh, this is interesting. Didn't see this one before. Added a reject button to the match found prompt. Oh, that's nice, because right now it's always one person not accepting and you have to wait the whole time. And now if that person just says my buddy queued but I have to go, they can just reject the match. That's nice. Then instead of waiting for him to just not accept, everyone else can get back into queue faster. Oh yeah, and we also now have hero names next to their portraits in draft and in collections. This is nice, because Adeka and Lieutenant Bellica, I don't play those two very often, so I usually look at the wrong one first when I'm trying to pick the other. And yeah, party overview has moved to the left of the screen. We have already seen this here in the new ending screens. Balance changes, counters, recommended jungle start updated to blue buff from mid buff, because it makes sense. And no real balance changes. That's not really balancing, it's a change. And I know balance changes is the best point to put it under, but well, it's not balancing. It's a recommended thing. Crunches, recrunch, passive healing no longer benefits from damaging minions. probably as it should be, I think. It's funny that they nerf crunch, and to be fair, I haven't really seen much crunch in the last couple of days. Faye, so the current patch really wants to buff mages at the start of the game and keep their power level at the end of the game. So that's what you'll see with many of them. So Faye's damage from her Q goes up in the early game from 80 to 90, 120 to 125, stays then at 160, and then actually goes down 5 and 10. While her E consistently does more damage, has more scaling, and travels faster. Okay, so they just buffed her E. And the flight trap, not correctly, deals increased damage based on its level. Did it do too much before, or did it just not increase? I don't know about this one. Tactical break distance decreased, so it's easier to get out of it. For example, if you blink or something. And pull delay increased from 0.6 seconds to 0.75 seconds, so basically it's easier to escape her ultimate. Because it is really strong at the moment, and to be fair, many people are using Fate just as an ultimate bot, so I like those changes. To be fair, I don't play much Fate. Gideon, basically the same changes. Goes from 90 to 100 at level 1, his Q, but from... Oh no, never mind. His Q just... What are these changes? This is more. This is more. This is more. This is less. And then this is more. Why is only his level 4 less than before? I mean, okay. 200 to 355 is a very, very big power spike. So I get that this is more in line with everything else, but that's funny. Everything goes up except the level 4. And his scaling decreased, so overall more direct damage, less scaling. Okay. That's how it is. And his right click cooldown at level 1 the same, and then decrease, which it didn't before, and his scaling decreased. So overall Gideon should do less damage, I believe. Though I don't know how these mix, so, but he has lower cooldowns at least, so okay, maybe I don't know, man. We will see what happens to Gideon. They also changed items, so we will see what happens. Howitzer Q, decreased missile delay after firing by 0.2 seconds. That's not a damage nerf, not a cooldown nerf, just you have to lead your shot a little, really tiny bit more. Total amount decreased from, so it's right mouse button, slow grenades, total amount decreased from 16 to 11. So less mines on the ground. Grenades now have a tighter formation. Okay, so less mines, more concentrated, and overall should be a less area then. And base damage increased again, while, okay, never mind. And scaling also increased, so they should do more damage. Ooh, that's interesting. So you do cover less of an area, but you will probably hit more of your mines. So if you're using them for damage and and directly put them onto someone or put them into a choke point, then it will probably be above. Spreading them throughout the lane won't be as impacting anymore. Bellica. Decrease lockout by 0.2 seconds, so you will be able to act faster after using her Q. And 20% scaling now correctly applies to her damage dealt. Again, don't know what it did before, but I guess this is above. Items! Chemical Rod. Chemical Rod was stacking far too fast, and most players would have it fully stacked before even finishing Azure Core. Yes, that's true. I've stacked that item pretty fast myself since I'm mostly playing mid lane. We're slowing it down a bit so that it needs to scale into a 2-item spike later rather than being too strong as a 1-item spike. Mana per stack decreased from 8 to 4. I guess you can still go up to 400, you just stack slower. And same goes for Azure Core once we get here. Next one, Bloodlust. This Bloodlust shared its name with Grax's passive, meaning it was overdue for rebrand. Item renamed to Bloodletter. Rebranding is something that happened a lot this patch. For example, Might Razor, passive renamed to Arcane Strength from Arcane Power. Okay, as for Catalyst, fix description, not a rebranding, but a fix, but only of the description, so no balancing there. Again, Azure Core stacking half as fast. Combustion now gives more mana because it has been overshadowed by other first buy items, yes. Lifebinder. Lifebinder pretty much got a little reworked, if I saw that correctly. Developer note. Lifebinder again felt a bit too niche to fit into any builds reliably. Instead, we are looking to enable magical bruiser builds by giving them a new capstone option. I'm not familiar with this word. If you know this, please leave a comment. Thank you. This newly improved Lifebinder should find a solid place as a third or fourth slot for mages that build a bit more durable with items like Worldbreaker and Dreambinder. It also helps with Sevarog. It also helps give Sevarog a new offensive option to scale into when he gains a lead. So more magical power, less lifesteal. Not necessary anymore, but we now get ability haste. So generally more offensive, this item. Recipe changed. Can't really. Okay, it was 2 blood on it. I'm not sure about its recipes right now. So yeah, recipe changed. Remove life leech passive and new passive vital bond. Gain bonus health. You gain ability haste based on your bonus health per 50 magical power. So if you have 100 magical power, you have twice this amount of ability haste. Golem's Gift. We're looking to shift some of Golem's Gift power into its haste over raw power and armor. This should help it feel better as a more utility-driven item in the final couple slots for mages. So basically more tank mage. Magical power decrease, ability haste increase, and passive rename from Artillery Golem to Stone Skin. Stone Skin passive. Total magical and power and physical armor decreased. And physical armor, I mean. And stacks lost per physical damage instant received. I'm not so sure what Golem's Gift does currently, but yeah. I don't know. Sounds like a nerf. Although stacks lost decrease, so probably above. I'm not so familiar with Golem's Gift. Maybe let me know in the comments if you know anything about that. Oblivion Crown. Oblivion Crown was a bit too catch-all in its previous capstone form. It also had no downtime as a spike, and so we are transitioning it to still be a strong general use item, but with a burst damage focused niche. The item should now find a more specialized niche for heroes like Fae and Bellica, who look to blow a target up quickly during particular windows of opportunity. So Annihilate magical power bonus decreased, and a second new passive, Oblivion. Your next instance of ability damage against an enemy hero will deal an additional 8% of the current health as magic damage, and increase their magical damage taken by 10% for 3 seconds, with a 30-second cooldown. So you basically have a 3-second window from dealing your first hit of magical damage to dealing other hits. Can I use this on Countess? Because Countess is pretty bursty, so maybe. Prophecy, bug fix, description fix, Tainted Scepter. Most tainted items tend to naturally scale or have scaling for some form that makes them generally applicable across the game. Scepter as true damage does somewhat naturally scale, but this scaling is fairly minimal relative to others. We're adding a small magical power scaling to rectify this. Metal-based damage per stack decreased. That's probably the true damage thing. And Malice 1% magical power per stack scaling added, so basically you do more damage while having Tainted Scepter. Making it a better option for mages if they want to build anti-heal right now, because I don't think I have ever seen someone build anti-heal on a mage. It's usually the ADC or jungler, so, or even the offlaner. Okay, I've seen many offlaners do build anti-heal, but I really have never seen a mage. So, well, maybe it's viable now. We will see. Viber fix item description, gives proper name, and it gives the proper amount of physical power, 50 from 40. So basically a buff, which is just a bug fix. And Leviathan got renamed, again, if you rename this patch, to Tainted Bastion because it's now an anti-heal item. And then we have a bunch of bug fixes. Yeah, a bunch of bug fixes. I won't go over them. The full patch notes will be linked down in the comments. Let me know what you think about these. Let me know what you think about Revenant. And why does he look so cool, but so sad in this one? The line around the second eye just makes him look so sad. It's funny. I'm excited to play him. And with that, I hope you have a wonderful rest of your day. And until the next video, bye bye.